soldier. I'll buy you some time.
To say that the Transformers franchise is iconic would be an understatement, such has been the popularity of the movies, cartoons, and animated movies in the franchise to date. Another much-awaited addition to the series will be the animated movie Transformers 1, which is all set to be released on the 20th of September this year. There are lots of speculations around the possibility of a connection between the premise of this upcoming film and the live-action movies that came before. In this video, we will explore the potential connection or the lack of it, and you will be better prepared with what to expect from this upcoming project. Before we go into explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. What is Transformers 1 all about? While the details of its story have been kept a closely guarded secret, we have been provided with a basic premise of the movie. Transformers 1 is being promoted as the untold origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron. Usually, they are better known as sworn enemies in most story arcs, but the hardcore Transformers fans will remember that the two used to be the best of friends once upon a time. The story will explore how the brothers-in-arms turned into such bitter rivals, and the narrative will reveal how the fate of Cybertron was changed forever with their changing dynamics. It is also expected that the roots of the enmity between the Autobots and the Decepticons will also be covered in this film. This movie is being directed by Josh Cooley, who previously won the Academy Award for the Best Animated Feature courtesy of his directorial debut, Toy Story 4.
We've got these powers for a reason. Let's use them.
Is Transformers 1 a prequel, or will there be more of a connection? When the original idea for Transformers 1 was given the green signal, the initial plan was to set it up as a prequel to Michael Bay's continuity of Transformers movies, which include the likes of Transformers 2007, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, and The Last Knight. This was revealed during the filming of Transformers The Last Knight, and writers were hired for the project. The plan was to set up a prequel for Cybertron, but things took a backseat after The Last Knight failed to make an impact at the box office. The project was disbanded for the time being, and the next movies, Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts, were from a different continuity. Current theory suggests that Transformers 1 might actually be a prequel to this new continuity instead of the old one. What if Transformers 1 is a separate entity altogether? We'd all love to establish connections when it comes to a new entry in a popular franchise, but the idea of a standalone project looking to set up its own continuity is also quite promising. It has been several years since we had a Transformers animated movie in the making, and it is certainly not mandatory that it would have to link up with the well-established live-action movies. In fact, the initial announcement reiterated the same, and it was clearly stated that Transformers 1 would be separate and apart from the existing live-action movies. Even the dynamics between Optimus Prime and Megatron will be headed in its own direction, and we can be all geared up for an independent project. Of course, the nature of the premise makes it some kind of a prequel automatically because the movies take place on Earth, and in the live-action movies, Optimus Prime and Megatron are already bitter enemies. With the absence of a human storyline on Earth, and with some solid robot action and drama, this movie might just become the new direction for the franchise if things go well. Even the voice cast has been freshly assembled, which further points to the possibility of Transformers 1 being its own big thing. Peter Cullen will not be voicing Optimus Prime, and Chris Hemsworth takes over, and even with other characters, there have been similar changes to separate this film from the other live-action movies in the franchise. Marvelous verdict. Expect no connection, but subtle references and Easter eggs. The announcement from the makers and the producers have been quite clear, and although the project is pitted as a backstory of all that happens in the live-action movies, you will be left stranded if you try to establish any more connections than the obvious. That being said, the fans will surely be treated to some subtle references to the original movies. We also expect quite a few Easter eggs and small details that point to the situation in the future. Whatever be the dynamics of the narrative, we're more interested in looking back at the times when Optimus Prime and Megatron shared some brotherly love. It is an exciting prospect to finally see what caused their enmity, and the history of Cybertron deserves a better and more detailed backstory than we usually get in the live-action movies. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below what you think of this upcoming animated movie, and also tell us whether or not you'd like the idea of excluding humans and Earth from the storylines and focusing entirely on the robots. If you like our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
For a reason. Let's use them.